show here for the Louisville music movement. We have myself as one of your hosts. I am 7'2". This is
Fat Tony.
Fat Tony C, I like to call him. And over here we have Nostradamus. And we're going to try to bring you all concert information for this week, especially for the Louisville area. We will talk about some shows that are outside of this area, Cincinnati, maybe up north, Indianapolis a little bit, maybe as far down south as some Tennessee shows. If it's a big name band that we like or we think you guys would be interested in, we'll definitely talk about that. Our main goal is to bring you guys the showtimes. Each week we're all going to have an individual pick of a band that we like. We'll talk a little about that band, a certain CD that's one of our favorites in their catalog, and we'll play a little music. You'll hear that coming up later. We're going to basically bring you all the information we can here. We're going to have a link on our YouTube channel to where we get a lot of the showtimes and stuff, so you can always just look over there or down there for the links and different things. Make sure you leave some comments. Let us know about bands that you like. If you want a spot on the show here, it's not a big high dollar production, but we are trying to reach some things and get a little movement started here in Louisville, because we know everybody's passionate about their local music and everybody's opinionated about their music. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to just go ahead and go through some show times, I guess is the first order of business. Coming up on Thanksgiving, which is Thursday, November 24th, we have the Gobblestock, and headlining that show is
Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud. What do you think about Puddle of Mud, Nods?
I think they suck. I think Pop Evil is opening up, and what a waste of a fucking Gobblestock show.
Yeah, I would not pay to see Puddle of Mud, ever. I can't stand them.
I'm not a fan of Puddle of Mud either. It's like American Nickelback, I guess.
But if you like it, check it out.
Yeah, if you like it, definitely go see it. We're just here to give you some showtimes of all the different shows coming up. That's the only thing we have. That's at Phoenix Hill Tavern. I don't know the exact show time. I'd imagine it's around, 8 or 9, probably, doors open. Something like that.
Most
check the
likely.
local listings or check the link we put up
You
here.
can just listen to the Fox. It's presented by the Fox. They talk about it like all day long.
Check Songkick under Louisville, Kentucky, to give you all your local shows for the week, month, upcoming month.
What site was it?
Songkick.
Songkick.com. They definitely have any listings that you need there. And coming up, let's see, we have Friday the 25th. We have Social Distortion at Expo 5, and they're going to be with Chuck Reagan. I'm not super familiar with Chuck's catalog of music. Any of you guys ever listen to Chuck Reagan?
No.
No, but Social Distortion should be a pretty good show.
Yeah, Social Distortion, I've heard that they always put on very, very good live shows, and they play for a long time as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing because we're all older. We've been going to concerts since we were in our early teens, middle school. I remember one of my first concerts was Run DMC and the Beastie Boys back when I was in 6th grade, Licensed to Ill, and all that stuff back then. So we have a wealth of concert information here between the three of us. Nods has probably been to more shows than any of us.
My first show was Pantera and Typo Negative opening. That was back in '94 when I was about 5'3" and weighed about 90 pounds. And so it was like my first concert, first pit experience.
I couldn't see you in the pit very well, buddy.
Well, I got knocked around.
I can usually make my way out of the pit if I need to. I've been down in the front there before, and because I'm a much bigger dude.
It's always good to have at shows because he can throw you, he can protect you.
Yeah. Protector. I can get kicked in the back of the head by crowd surfing individuals. Social Distortion, though, that should be a good show, I would imagine. A good band will put on a good live show for a good length of time, so you get your money's worth. Good fans. They have a huge backlog of songs they can go through. Really, really good. Also, we have Unknown Henson at Jim Porter's Friday this week, and Unknown Henson living up to their name on this one because I honestly I'm not really familiar with it. Do you know?
I heard of them about 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago. Oh, great. You know anything about Unknown Henson over there?
Never heard of them.
Well, go check them out if that's your thing, and if you have heard of them and you think we're stupid for not, be sure and leave us a comment and let us know. Let us know some local bands. If we don't mention any of the bands that you like that are coming and you got some lowdown information over the next week, be sure to leave us a comment. Also Friday we have VHS or Beta coming to Headliners Music Hall. And I personally like Headliners.
I love Headliners.
We saw Atmosphere there, when was it? A couple months ago?
Yeah, it was back
Month and a
I
half?
think it's either July or August.
Fucking awesome show there, Headliners.
Yeah, I've seen hundreds of fucking shows there, and it's a fucking great, probably the best place in Louisville for a show.
Yeah, I think it's the best place around here.
I mean, they've got a wide open floor space. If you've never been there, it's all wide open. There's a bar with some stools in the back, a little lounge area off to the side, but for the most part, it's just wide open.
They have an upper deck as well.
Yeah, they do have the upper deck mezzanine. They've got the swag guys usually off to one side selling stuff and everything.
Kind of compares to the old Thunderdome.
Yeah, it's not super huge, but it's big enough that mainstream bands like big bands will come and play there, and you can pretty much be comfortable there.
Where did Guar always come? Did they go to brewery Thunderdome? Remember when they used to come on 4th of July every year?
Yeah, they would come to the brewery and everything. The last time I saw
They
Guar though was
Guar, yeah.
they came to a place called Club Oasis, and you and me went. And
They used to come every year on the 4th, didn't they? And come to a specific bar every year on 4th.
they used to come to the brewery.
I've seen them at Tech World, Headliners, fucking.
Remember the old place down
Club
on
Oasis.
was way down on the end of Bardstown, I think, the Little
the
Tiger or whatever it was.
Toy
Toy Tiger.
Yeah,
I saw Monster Magnet.
at Toy Tiger.
Monster
I've
Magnet
seen
was a
that.
hell of a show there at Toy Tiger too. That
Yeah, I
was
wish
good
they'd bring the
stuff.
Toy Tiger back.
I wish they would bring Monster Magnet back.
Get the writing.
Um,
I don't even know, Dave Windorf.
Dave Windorf. And speaking of Guar, real quick on a side note, they lost one of their members. Flatus Maximus was he the bass guitar player, I think, or just the guitarist?
It was a lead guitar.
Lead guitarist.
So just a little moment of silence.
R.I.P. there, Flatus Maximus, and
But they've continued playing shows since his death, and they're finishing their tour for the year.
knowing Guar, I wouldn't be surprised if the funeral was on stage. Seriously, I mean
Yeah,
that's
well,
a joke.
if you've
but-
never seen Guar live and you have an opportunity to do so, even if you don't like their music, it's an experience. I mean, you'll never ever forget seeing Guar live. And I suggest to wear a white T-shirt and get as close as you possibly can, because when it's over, you'll just be covered in
You look like you've been through
pus
the
and fake
Holocaust.
yeah. If you ever have an opportunity, make sure you go.
Yeah,
see it.
we
You'll
got
never
pulled
forget it.
over and they thought we killed a family when we left.
Also, we have coming up here on Sunday, November 27th. Doesn't look like I have anything listed for Saturday. Again, go to the website we have linked up, and they'll be able to definitely, if there's any late breaking shows that happen to book in the next couple days, which I highly doubt. But Sunday, November 27th, we have Eve to Adam at the Vernon Club. They are coming with Cameron Jane and 86 Black and Tantric. Tantric is a band that had a little one-hit wonder about, 10 years ago or something?
Yeah, it's, I know Travis Meeks did Days of the New, and then when
Thought he
Travis
was too
Meeks,
good to do anything with anybody
Yeah.
else. And
when they split, the remainder formed Tantric.
they had a couple songs that were radio play. Now, I don't listen to the radio anymore because radio sucks. It's the same shit 10 times every single hour, and if you're not backed by a major label. I mean, some of you people watching this could be Louisville musicians and some of the best musicians I've ever heard in my life, but the sad thing is I'll never hear you because you don't have a $1 million record label behind you, pushing you and promoting you.
And see,
Touring, man, is the best thing to do for these fucking local bands, because, you get to see them and then you hear them and you fucking...
Yeah.
and back to what he was mentioning about the radio, at work I'm pretty much forced to listen to the radio all day. I travel a lot for work in these Dodge Sprinter vans, and
Hence the shirt.
we just have the radio, and I swear listening to the same station, like, maybe a rock station in Cincinnati or anywhere you go, you will hear the same song like every hour from the same bands. So, if you don't have a good promoter or anything, just a bunch of money.
I mean, it's all what it boils down to. It comes back to what Nods was saying over there. He's saying, and he can see Nostradamus. He just saw a glimpse of the future here. It's like bands that are really trying to make your way, do as many shows as you can locally. Go get your own shitty van or your cousin's van or something, and go do as many shows abroad as you can. Even in the tri-state area, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Ohio area. Anywhere in Indiana, and if you stay and you get moving around some and more people will hear about you, like one of my favorite bands of all time, and you guys will agree, is Clutch, right?
Yep.
One of the best fucking bands ever. But how many times do you hear Clutch on the radio? I mean, they're here all the time playing shows in Louisville. They're based out of South Carolina, West Virginia, something like that. They consider themselves kind of like a Christian rock, really, to be technical about it. But if you've never heard Clutch, go look them up. That's going to be my pick of the week. I'll talk about them a little bit more later.
Tons of Clutch to choose
Tons of Clutch CDs. The best show I've ever seen was Clutch. It was Seven Dust, Limp Bizkit, and Clutch when Limp Bizkit first started. Limp Bizkit didn't show up. It was at the brewery, actually. You went to that show with me. You, Sean, a bunch of people, Abe, everybody went. And man, that was a hell of a show because Limp Bizkit didn't show up, and Clutch was getting ready to release their new album, Elephant Riders, back '96. April '96 is when it was. They played the whole self-titled album and then came back out and went. I mean, I've seen them go. You've seen them go for what, 3-4 hours, play whole albums at a time?
Yeah, they're not one of them bands that are going to come out and play an hour and a half. They come and play for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, they'll give you the money. Clutch, awesome. Everything.
Last time I saw them with him, they had an opening band, the second band didn't show up, so Clutch came out and played their set, took a break, and then came back and played their set. So they played for what, like 3 hours altogether? Yeah, it's definitely, the show is just full of energy.
But anyway, that was Eve to Adam at the Vernon Club with Tantric, Cameron, Jane, and 86 Black. And the next one we have is coming next Wednesday. A week from today. This is actually filmed on the 23rd. It's not going to be up until tonight, so any concerts that are today are too late to add. We'll film another one next Wednesday. In the meantime, if you're a band, just throw this out there, and you have some YouTube channels of your own, make sure you give us a video response on your comments. Give us a response, and you have the choice to do a video response on YouTube. And people who come and watch our videos to comment on them, they'll see your video responses, and you can link them right up to your stuff too. We're trying to promote local music as best we can. So if you've got a demo tape, get it to us. I mean, I know lots of people in different areas around here, different businesses. We'll see what we can do, man, to get it together. I do video editing, and we'll get some stuff going for people. Wednesday, a week from today, is the Scouts with the Foxery, and that's going to be at the Rudyard Kipling. I saw one show at the Rudyard Kipling, but I can't remember who it was. But that seemed more like a small, intimate bar setting, more than a club show.
They play bands there,
It's more of a bar than an actual place to go play music or see music live.
That's pretty much the listings we have. We are going to put a link to the website on the YouTube channel. It also has showtimes around in Evansville, Cincinnati, down Lexington, different places, Columbus. And now we're going to talk about each week, we're each going to pick one of our favorite bands, and I mean, I know so much different kinds of music, it's ridiculous, and these guys do too as well. I'm going to try to make a point to pick a really obscure band every week and have that my pick of the week, a band that I really, really like that doesn't get any kind of airplay, doesn't get any kind of promotion, as far as radio or television. And we'll start out with Fat Tony. Let him go ahead and do his pick of the week for you.
My pick of the week is a band named From Autumn to Ashes, and it's their debut album. It's called Too Bad You're Beautiful, and I don't think they're around anymore. I know they broke up in like 2008, 2009. And their last album that came out was called Holding a Wolf by the Ears. In 2007, they actually had a different lead singer. But I like it because it's a mixture of like classic heavy metal, like hair music, and it actually has like death metal elements to it. The guy, he screams and he actually sings.
Yeah, I wanted to say something because I always give him a hard time about From Autumn to Ashes. I mean, just because of the name of it, you know, it's like I try not to judge bands on name because there's some great bands that have funny names like, you know, Korn, old Korn anyway. But he was playing some earlier here while we were getting ready to start recording, and actually, from what I heard, it kind of had some hints of Mars Volta / At the Drive-In in there a little bit. So his style of singing, at least, because he can sing really well from what I heard, but he also goes into the, you know, the range.
See, they've been copied a lot, like by different screamo bands, but for my taste, I mean, from what
I wouldn't say that was emo music at all.
Yeah,
what I heard earlier,
that's what everybody says. They say it's emo, but
no,
you
throw
can
that
actually
shit
get
out
down.
the window.
You can actually get down to From Autumn to Ashes.
Listen pretty jam. Any specific CD you think stands out in the catalog or their discography?
I like Too Bad You're Beautiful. They kind of got worse like as it progressed. Like their second and third albums, I didn't really care for.
You think it got too commercially influenced,
Too
like
much.
most every fucking band?
Probably it just all their songs like sounded the same, and they were just too. It seemed like they tried to make it easier on themselves.
No
I guess.
variety then.
Yeah, it was like no variety at all. Their second and third albums, I didn't. And then I actually heard from Holding a Wolf by the Ears. I actually heard that like 4 or 5 months ago because I'd pretty much given up on them. It's like a 3 or 4 year old album, and I just like actually fell back in love with them again. So
Good stuff, good stuff. From Autumn to Ashes, I'm definitely going to give them a little bit more of a listen here.
Reflections. That's the song from their
Reflections
first album.
from Too Bad You're Beautiful.
Yeah, Too Bad You're Beautiful.
I would
That's my
always
favorite song.
recommend any bands that we recommend here, definitely go to their first CD because, in my opinion, most bands, Limp Bizkit is a good example. I always use this as an example. The first Limp Bizkit, $3 Bill Y'all, was raw, heavy, good elements of all kinds of classic rock, new rock, 90s rock, a little bit of rap-ish rock thrown in there, kind of from Chili Pepper style. But then after that, it was just, I mean, they got a little fan base, and then they just went shit.
It's the same thing with Korn. Their first CD.
Well, Korn did a few good CDs before that happened.
Well, their first.
Speaking of Limp Bizkit, they're doing a reunion with Wes Borland back in the band.
It's just Korn's first CD. I just thought that every song on that album was awesome.
Oh yeah,
And then
I agree with that.
as they put out more albums, I mean, they like every once in a while I'll hear a song by them that I really like, but I don't know. Their songs just seem like they ran out of stuff to do, and they just some of the songs.
Well,
like,
yeah, I can see that too. I mean, that comes back to me and Nods talking about Eminem one day, and even you, I think it was you that I was talking to about it, maybe not. And with Eminem's older stuff, his first CD, like some of our younger people might not remember, you know, the music we take for granted when we were in high school and stuff. A lot of people, you know, nowadays that are 18, 19, 20 weren't even born yet, or just, you know, really young.
I think about that all the time.
I do too. And it's like I'll be jamming something in my car, you know, an old Eminem song, and people think, oh, he's just some old dude trying to be cool or whatever. And it's like, no, dude, I mean, I'm really not that old, you know, but my point is, Eminem's first few CDs were awesome, like you said. Every song, start to finish, you could throw a CD in and just let it roll and just jam it. I love CDs like that. But the problem is, like you said, as far as running out of material, I think Eminem is a gifted writer, first and foremost. I don't think he'll ever run out of things to talk about because he's more topical, you know, style of writing. But I think some people do come to the point where they've sold millions and millions and millions of albums, and they're just like, you know what? I think after the first 2 Eminem CDs, his next 2, the Eminem Show and Encore, were just a joke. I mean, he could shit on a piece of plastic and sell millions of copies of it, and that's what he was proving. I mean, if you listen to some of those,
You know, they had the mentality like, this works, I'm going to do it this way. And
He's kind of coming back to what made him
exactly.
in the first place.
He's going back to his roots for sure with Relapse, and then the Relapse, Refill, and Recovery are definitely going back to the old style. Same song, Dance, what's with Stay Wide Awake are 2 great songs off of the Relapse CD. But
My Mom.
yeah, he likes My Mom. So
reminds me of Mom.
yeah, his pick is From Autumn to Ashes. First album they put out was Too Bad You're Beautiful, and the song is
Reflections.
Reflections. We'll have some of that music playing under his little speech there about Autumn to Ashes. We'll put a track in and let it play a little bit. Nods, you want to go ahead with your pick of the week?
My pick of the week is K. Lloyd, debut album called Solo. From North Carolina.
Tell us a little bit about
Kurt Fisher's band, lead singer of Buzz Oven. It's pretty much the same material but stripped down to acoustic. You know, talking about the same kind of shit, you know. But it's stripped down to acoustic, and it's a fucking great CD, and it's fucking pretty much underground. You're not gonna find it unless you get on there.
Yeah, unless you really look for it. Because I can find anything, and it took me a while to find it when we were looking for it that day online.
What was that search you were telling me about? Your brother told you to do. You're searching for hard to find music.
Well, if you're looking for music on Google, we'll get right back to it. Hang on, I'm going to reiterate. I download music. Yes, I'm going on record to admit that. I do buy a lot of music, but I buy a lot of Disney music for my child. No, seriously though, if you're looking to download music, I used to go to lots of torrent sites and things, and you pick take your BT Junkie, you know, whatever they are anymore, Pirate Bay and so on. But the best way to do it I found is just type in the Google search bar From Autumn to Ashes and the word Media Fire or Mega Upload Media Fire. You'll get zip files, and you can pretty much find anything because it's a peer-to-peer. That's a lot better than Pirate Bay. But that's a sign up. But Nas was talking about K. Lloyd. And he was the lead singer for Buzz Oven?
Yep,
Right.
still is.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard any Buzz Oven, but yeah, that Buzz Oven has got to be a pick of the week sometime.
Worth checking out.
Buzz Oven is awesome. The Gospel According To was a great CD.
Drug fueled madness.
Exactly. And from what I've heard from the K. Lloyd album, Solo, it's spelled S-O-L-O-W. It sounds very Buzz Oven oriented lyric-wise, but like he was saying, it's stripped down with acoustic, so it's kind of like, I don't want to use the word folk music, but in a certain sense, that's the way it comes across to a certain degree.
Kind of like Hank III.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it a lot. And does he have any other albums under that, or is that just came out?
There's a band he tours with the Disciples, which is fucking Jimmy Bowers from I Hate God, you know, and a couple other people that jam with him like some of the time.
I hope a lot of these people who watch, or some people that actually watch, will be like, I know I Hate God. Hey, I've heard of Buzz Oven, because we listen to a lot of, definitely, I don't want to use the word underground because it's thrown around so much now, but we listen to a lot of non-heavily commercialized music.
Things that you will never ever hear on the
Never.
radio. You have to go to the internet and look it up.
Yeah, like all the new Mike Patton, and Mike Patton will be my pick of the week. I'll dedicate a whole series. We should do that.
We'll do a whole show to Mike
One
Patton.
week, we won't even do any dates or anything. We're just going to do a Mike
deserves
Patton
it.
show.
He
Mike Patton
deserves
deserves a goddamn bronze statue in the middle of the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he should be in the Rock and
Mike
Roll Hall
Patton
of Fame.
is a
He
genius.
should be.
We're going to get to my pick, and we're going to wrap it up here. I guess I'm going to go with, I said Clutch earlier, but I think I want to change it. And I'm going to go with Mindless Self-Indulgence for my first pick of the week. I listen to a lot more than these two guys. I listen to a lot more, I would say, underground hip-hop, or true hip-hop as I like to call it. It's rap is the word that people throw around, but it's basically it's made by people who really appreciate art and the writing, like all the rap. And you know this, you're not a fan of rap, and Nod's definitely not a fan of rap. But some of the music, I say, hey man, listen to this song, download this song, and he'll be like, dude, that's fucking badass.
I can appreciate it. I just don't like the rap where they're singing about
Well, exactly.
bitches, hoes,
Let's fuck
and
hoes,
money.
let's ride in a Cadillac, because none of them do that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
more
that's bullshit. That'd be like me
scientific-
and you making a song that said the same damn thing.
Like when they rap about science
How often
and like how they can rap
you're talking
better
some
than you.
Wu-Tang, Brother
yeah.
Ali type stuff,
I like
and we'll
that
get to all
stuff.
that as well.
Intelligent stuff. Dumbed down.
And we're going to keep making these videos for our own sake, if nothing else. I want to go over quick, I'll wrap it up. Mindless Self-Indulgence, also known as MSI, if you're ever, doing searches. Out of New York, 4 original members. They're still got all their original members. Little Jimmy Urine is the lead singer. He's a nut job. But he can sing. I mean, I'll put him in the category with Mike Patton as far as singing goes. He can get crazy, and he can sing like you're watching a damn opera. I mean, it's awesome. They have several CDs. Their first CD was called Tight. Really quality CD. Mindless Self-Indulgence is definitely an acquired taste. If you listen to their CD the first time, my cousin told me, like, hey man, listen to this. I listened to it and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not really impressed. It sounded like a lot of weird noise and shit. But once I actually took it and listened to it, it's great. Good music. They have a Bring the Pain remix on there, a version that they did of the old Method Man song, which is phenomenal. Pussy All Night's a great song off that album. Yeah, Pussy All Night's awesome. What else? Tight, the self-title, the song Tight is on there, and Tight is one of their bigger ones. I'm not really a big fan of that song, Tight, but I like it, it is what it is. They came out after that with Frankenstein Girls Will Seem Strangely Sexy, that had Bitches on it, Faggot, which is a great song, I Hate Jimmy Page, great song. I mean, that album has 30-something songs on it, and some of them are 2 minutes. I mean, the majority of them are, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, some of them 5, 6 minutes. It's just a totally erratic style. They've had 3 or 4 albums since then. Their latest one was in 2008. It's called If. Great CD. So go check out Mindless Self-Indulgence. Read about them. They're something else. I mean, they're one of a kind. So this week, we went over K. Lloyd, the solo album. Definitely check that out. We have From Autumn to Ashes, Too Bad You're Beautiful album, and Mindless Self-Indulgence here. I'd say start with Frankenstein Girls, even though it's not their first. It has a lot of good songs, or just go with whatever. Just try it out because they definitely have. Like you said, a lot of bands lose their flavor or lose their flair.
They have their own style.
They definitely. If you hear a song and like if I jump in my friend's car and the music's playing, I'm like, hey, that's Mindless Self-Indulgence, just like Patton or anybody else, but. What do you want to talk about next week, Nostradamus? Since you can
I said we covered the Sabbath issue, the tour coming up,
He has a conflict of interest, I think.
I have a conflict of interest with Ronnie James Dio. Some of the best Sabbath albums were from Dio, and
of course he can't go on tour.
Ozzy isn't gonna fucking sing any.
So they're gonna have
Ozzy's gonna do
on
it.
A teleprompter, pretty much.
Ozzy is going to be, actually, it's all the original members of Black Sabbath, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Ward or a piece on drums, but yeah, all the original.
Live via satellite from Shady Oaks Retirement Home.
Yeah, Black Sabbath, like you were saying, we were talking a little about it earlier. You have Dio, who was, in his opinion, on most of the best Sabbath albums. Well, Heaven and Hell.
Heaven and Hell was the first album with Sabbath. The Mob Rules, one of the fucking greatest albums of all time.
And that was Dio and not Ozzy, because Ozzy had already split off on his own thing by then, right?
Yeah, he was doing Blizzard of Oz.
Yeah, shit like that. But we definitely will talk a bit more about that next week, our whole Black Sabbath issue. His question mainly, you guys can leave comments of what you think, input you have of, are they going to be able to pull off a Sabbath show and do Sabbath's greatest hits without the man? Because Dio could do Ozzy, I think, but Ozzy cannot do, Ozzy can't even do Ozzy anymore,
Ozzy had his own style.
Definitely. But we will be back here next week. We might this weekend after we're all fat from Thanksgiving, or fatter in some cases. We might go ahead and do our little tribute. Maybe each week on the weekend we can hook up and
that's cool.
We'll do a little tribute to one of our favorite Clutch. We'll do one for some Buzz Oven for the people who really don't know. We'll sprinkle some music in with the things, and definitely do one for Patton first. I mean,
and I'm gonna be bringing you some really fucking underground, dangerous, fucking heavy shit you haven't heard.
So be prepared for that as well. And I just want to throw in a little shameless plug. Coming up in February, March of then next year, Immortal Ink Tattoo and Piercing Studio. I'm a lead piercer when we start. I used to do tattoos and piercings years ago. A friend of mine wants me to get back into it. I'm a really good artist, so I'm going to get up there. These knuckleheads will be there. So until next week, I am 7'2", Fat Tony C here, and Nostradamus. And we're going to go ahead and sign off. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave us comments, because we want to know what you guys think, what you like, what you don't like. If you think it's a waste for us to even list the show times, we should just give you the link and, talk about whatever the hell. If you guys have a really good band that you think we might not have heard of, leave us a comment. Let us know. We'll look them up.
Definitely.
We'll listen to it
I will
by
check
next
out
week.
anything once.
Yeah, he definitely will. Except anal sex. I've gone that road.
Yeah. Be back next week. 7D's gonna hunt your ass down.
Yeah, definitely come back and check it out, or we'll be looking for you. So everybody have a good Thanksgiving. Have a good weekend. Hope you enjoy your holidays. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Later.
Through pills.